Hello everybody, Little for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video. And yeah, I know I'm a day late on the whole Banlist craze thing, but I want to get my opinions out there because this is honestly one of the best ban lists we've ever gotten. And well, also according to YgoAmino, if as a YouTuber you must make a ban list video, otherwise shape snatch will come and get you. So I don't feel like getting shape snatch. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So Forbidden List for May 2018. If you haven't caught on yet. Newly forbidden is Astrograph Sorcerer Masterpiece, Phoenician Cluster Amaryllis, Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force, and that grass looks greener. So, God, okay, so we got a lot to unpack here. So first and foremost, Astrograph and Masterpiece, that goes without saying. I mean, like, really, honestly. Astrograph, you can't even have at one due to the freaking rollings where, oh, hey, even though I just added this to my hand and it wasn't in my hand when the card got destroyed, I can still do it. It's stupid. And then also he's not once per turn. And there's a whole bunch of just really stupid shenanigans you can do with him. He's such an incredibly powerful card, and honestly, considering that he's banned now, I really feel like that they could have put Double Iris back to 1, but no, I guess not. Anyway, so then Masterpiece also. Masterpiece is just such an oppressive boss monster. He's everything that Towers wants to be, like, in all honesty. He's eager to summon using 2 tributes instead of 3, and also contribute spells and traps instead. Is immune to 1 less thing, but also technically more, because whereas Pocket Fort Towers will always be affected by freaking Link monster effects, this dude won't. And then, of course, also, there's just the simple fact that getting to pop a card once per turn during your opponent's turn is just a heck of a lot more scary than just being able to send a card from your opponent's hand to your graveyard once a turn. I mean, heck, I would rather have my opponent summon a Towers on me than a Masterpiece. Okay. And yeah, he's just one of the most oppressive boss monsters ever made, and it's just really, really unfair for a lot of decks to have to deal with him. Heck, some decks like Altergeist and Paleo straight up cannot deal with him unless they can make a really powerful monster like Borreload, and even then, for those decks in particular, it's really hard for them to make something like a Borreload, so yeah. And then Phoenician Cluster Amaryllis, it's pretty obvious why. It's for plant FTK. Phoenician Cluster has only ever seen play in FTK decks, and I mean, well, yes, we don't have the main one that's going on over in Japan. We do have a Topologic Bomber Dragon variant you can do, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty stupid, but however, it's not as consistent because summoning Topologic is harder to summon the Arrow Mage Link monster. Now, a lot of people think that because they banned Amaryllis, pre-banned it really, a lot of people think that we'll get the Arrow Mage Link monster somewhat soon, like maybe Cybernetic Horizon. Who knows? I hope we do. It would be nice. Plants need something, and I want to be able to play Predaplants again, so yeah. Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. This is now the second card to get banned because of Nightingale. I really feel like that they should have just hit Nightingale. As much as I hate saying that, I'd rather have Nightingale get banned at this point than banning now 2 cards because of Nightingale. Now, some people are trying to say that, oh, Starving Venom also got hit because he can copy Electromite, and then you got some stupid plays going off of that. And yeah, I can see that, but it's not as insane as summoning 2 of these guys, copying 1 Nightingale in a graveyard each, and then doing, what, 5,600 damage to your opponent for each Supreme King for a grand total of like 10,000, 1,200 damage, something like that. Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't like this. I know I'm in a minority there, but it's the same thing with like Firewall. I don't think the FTKs are consistent enough with Ancient Fairy to warrant her being banned, but I can see why Konami did it, because Konami, with this ban list, really went after the FTKs. I guess it's because people have been screaming that like this past format would have been perfect if it were not for the few FTKs that we had running around. And yeah, that's true, but still, I feel like this is a bit excessive. And I mean, hell, we still have Terraforming at 3. Then we got Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. Now, if you're like me, and you're kind of out of the loop, you probably thought, what the hell why is there a rank up magic on the ban list now? It's because of another FTK. The Utopic Zexal FTK. Basically, it's another variant of Pendulum Magicians, which I feel like this is overreaching a bit much because they already killed Pendulum Magicians with the Astrograph hit. Well, I don't think they're dead, but they're severely crippled, soon to be dead in about, what, like a week or two when we get the Sky Strikers and stuff. But this is a bit excessive. Okay, if you're going to go after the FTK, go after the card that actually enables the FTK. Utopic Zexal should have been hit. The only decks that will play Utopic Zexal are decks that are dedicated to summoning him to lock down your opponent and prevent your opponent from being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! There were decks that did play Argent Chaos Force, most notably Gimmick Puppet, and now that deck needs to find a new rank up to play in replacement. So I feel like that this is just a bad hit. They should have gone after Utopic Zexal because if there's a will, there's a way, and people will find ways of making Utopic Zexal broken again and easy to do again, which is, yeah, pretty par for the course. And then they banned that Grass, which I think it's pretty much unanimous that this is a bad hit. They should have maybe even put this to 2 and put Snow to 1. I would have preferred that, actually. Snow is the broken card in Grass decks. They really should have just put Grass to like 2 or 3 and then hit Snow to 1 or 1 or banned, because Snow is the most oppressive part of the arc of this of the general 60 card deck. I don't mind my opponent milling 20 plus cards. It's when they mill 2 or so Snows and I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they just book a moon everything that I try to do. The fact that Snow is not a once per turn. So, yeah, I feel like that this was another stupid hit. But, however, some people are actually happy this got hit. I'm not. I would have preferred it staying around. Because as much as 60 card decks were a bit silly, especially if your opponent milled a Snow, they did add some diversity into the game and encourage people to play differently. You know, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have this general mentality that if you go even a 1 card over 40, you're an idiot. But this card encouraged people to play as many cards as possible in the deck. So I honestly would have preferred it staying around. And then for the limited, we got Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter, Gem Knight Master Diamond, that hurts me, Chain Strike. So, Dynamite Knight, it's obvious, with Masterpiece gone, True Draco are slowly going to get most of their other stuff back off the ban list. I don't know if they'll give them the Trap card back off of 1, but I don't really care either way. Dynamite Knight, sure, whatever, they can have that back with Masterpiece being banned. Gem Knight Master Diamond, again, they are going after the FTKs in this ban list. This makes me sad because I love my Gem Knights. But honestly, I never even really focused on the FTK of Gem Knights, but that was another option. It wasn't as prevalent as the other FTKs, but they did still see enough play to where Konami had to take notice of it. And then Chain Strike, I guess this is because Chain Burn. I mean, who plays Chain Burn anymore except people who don't like having friends? Then for the semi-limited, they put Towers and Ring of Destruction to 2. Towers, again, he wants to be Masterpiece, but he's not as good. You know, Towers is just not as good of a card as he used to be. And heck, honestly, him getting banned in the first place was pretty stupid. And even at 1, nobody played him. Nobody's going to play him at 2. The few people who are still trying to make Cleafords work are not going to be playing him because people don't want to go through that huge investment. But I don't know, maybe this might encourage more people to play the Towers Turbo build. And then we got Ring of Destruction at 2. Who cares after it's errata? I mean, this thing could be at 3, no one will play it. Then the Unlimited. So Atlantean Dragoons, oh boy, Mermails are going to have a huge, just tidal wave of fun with this. Grand Soil, the Elemental Lord. So he did get his errata. He's now hard once per turn. It's in the card database, so even if I don't remember exactly when the Flames of Destruction Special Edition drops to where we get the errata version of him, as well as the reprint of Mulan Glacia, but they are coming somewhat soon. So it's nice being able to play Grand Soil again, and that'll be great for people who want to play Element Sabers. Ignis Heat is now at 3. I mean, it's another Draco card that nobody really cared for too much. And honestly, out of but between him and Dynamite Knight, he's the worst of the 2. Mathematician's at 3, and no one's played him since, what, freaking Duelist Advent and Alliance format or something. Neospatian Granmo. This is probably partly because the Neospatians are getting support for TCG stuff coming up soon in the Megatons and in Cybernetic Horizon, and also because this card should have gone to 3 like years ago. And Compulsory Evacuation Device is now. Sorry, evacuation device. I don't know what the heck I said. Evacuation device is now at 3 as well. I freaking loved Compulse. It was one of my favorite traps back in Dragon War format because it was just so cheap and nobody used it at the time. But then, like, after Dragon War format, it gained a lot of popularity, and then Konami put it at 1 because if every deck is playing something at 3, Konami's going to hit it eventually. So yeah, Compulse is kind of, that was going to happen no matter what. So, overall, I really like this ban list. This is a darn good ban list overall. I feel like a few of the hits were pretty stupid, and I feel like there was some stuff that could have been hit a bit more. One thing that to note of is that Trickstars have escaped the ban list twice now, which is insane. Hell, if not 3 times. I lost track of how many ban lists we've had since Code of Duelist came out. But that's 2, maybe 3 ban lists that Trickstars have gotten through without Reincarnation getting hit. So yeah, Trickstars are still going to be heavily played in tournaments and stuff, and seeing as how I'm going to have till August to play the deck, I'm probably going to finally get around to picking up Reincarnations again, because I sold my Reincarnations when the ban list was coming around that first time. Like, it'll get hit to 1, and then I'll just buy it for like $2 later. Never happened. Still won't happen. So, yeah, pretty cool. Also, there were no hand traps hit, which is interesting. As much as people are playing hand traps and as much as people are complaining about hand traps, I would have thought that Konami would have hit 1 or 2 of them. Maybe like putting like Ash to 2 or 1 or something. But yeah, and also I would have been really happy if freaking Maxi would have gone back to 1. But I'm in the minority of that apparently. So yeah, I digress. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the new ban list? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Were your decks killed? Or your decks not so much killed? What are you going to play in the new ban list? I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm just waiting for Dark Savers to come out so I can play Vampires and Brandish. Thank you all for watching this video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. See you all later. Peace out and goodbye.